your mistakes, did you make any mistakes?
If I look back on it, of course you can say, well, maybe I should have done this, should have done that, should have done this, or should not have done that. If you ask me, did I make a mistake in this, I'd say no. If I had to go back and live it over again, know what I know, darn right. You know, somebody said, well, you get some credit for wanting to not be in the no-show, quote, no-show classes. Well, I thought independent study was not a negative thing. It's just that I felt like my players would be better in a structured situation where I could go and look in and make sure they were in class. I don't want any credit for saying, it's not that I was trying to hide them from something that I thought was negative. I just thought that that was the way. I never took an independent study course in college. I never did. And so that was a little far. It wasn't that I was trying to hide them from anything. The stuff about the AFAM, we had 9 out of 10 players who were majoring in the same thing. I thought, that's sort of not ordinary. And that goes back, and you guys get the chance to believe what you want to believe. Seeing in college football where they'd say, Roy Williams, drama. Dane O'Neill, drama. Go around the room and everybody's majoring in drama. I thought, boy, that must be the easiest thing to major in. And that was my whole thing right there. Let's not push them to anything, and let's not prevent them from going to anything. Let's allow them to choose what they want. So after my second year, we had one guy that wanted to major in AFAM. And guess what I let him do? Major in AFAM. I didn't know there was anything wrong with that. The rest of the guys chose to major in something else. Guess what I let them do? Major in something else. I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Should I have done something? I'll stand up in front of anybody, the President of the United States, the Pope. I'm not even Catholic. Okay? I've never chosen a course. I was never asked to choose a course. I don't have the knowledge or the experience to choose a course. I've never asked or been asked about how to teach a class. I've never had a professor come down to the Smith Center and tell me how to conduct a practice. A basketball coach, in my opinion, is supposed to emphasize academics, make sure that the players have the correct time to work on their academics. I let my players, if somebody comes in and says, Coach, I've got a study session with my group at 6 o'clock. I say, what time do you need to leave? And he says 5:15. I say, okay, wave at me. I've never said, okay, no, you can't do that. They got to change their time. And so when the player leaves, they wave. And I say, good luck. I'm not talking about going to take a test. I'm talking about 3 college students or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 to get together and have review sessions. That's what a basketball coach is supposed to do. We're supposed to emphasize, we want you to get an education, not just grades. We want to emphasize that we want you to get a degree, not just stay eligible. I've been very fortunate. I've never had a player ineligible. Now, if you want to be a cynic, you can say, well, no joke, look what they did. Well, that's a bunch of crap, too. All right, but we've never talked about eligibility. We've talked about gaining a degree, being productive in society. Everybody, you can say I'm too short, too ugly, too much gray hair, bad golf swing, but there's not one frickin' person in the world can say that I've never emphasized the academic side of it. And if they say that, then they're lying or whatever they want to do. So that's what it is.
If you had to do it over again and looking back, do you think your instincts were?
No, I didn't see the smoke. I was naive. It's my university. It's the University of North Carolina. I went to school there. I worked to get my degree. I went to every class. I took a course pass-fail one time. Dumbest thing I ever did. I got a B+ in the daggum class. I made a 3.6 one semester at North Carolina. So, I mean, I sent my children there. Do you think I'd want to send my children to a place where they do silly things? I didn't know. I don't think I was supposed to know. Arts and sciences up on campus controlled the academic part of our university, not Roy Williams. And, I do get emotional about it. My gosh, I'm not a guy that just goes to a program and stays a couple of years and then leaves and sees he can get a better shoe contract. It's my place. Some of you guys graduated from North Carolina, maybe. All right? I'd fight somebody. That's my school. And it's, you can accuse me of being naive, but truthfully, I don't think you can go past that. But that's my opinion. They're like noses. Everybody's got one.
The first part of many coaching contracts talk about, including yours, include ethics and violations of NCAA rules. Are you confident as the investigation goes on, you'll have the support of North Carolina?
Guys, my ethics are I'm as proud of my ethics as I can possibly be. I'm not going to do anything like that. If they fire me, it's going to be because I didn't win games. It's not going to be because I, for sure, knowingly did something unethical. I don't move my ball on the green when nobody's watching. If it's beside where it involves your stance or your swing, I drop it. If it's 1 inch away from affecting your stance or swing, I leave it where it is. I had a guy one time said, you can bet Roy Williams on a golf course and you play Tuesday and let him play on Thursday and you'll get to fair shake. That's as nice a thing as anybody could ever say. So no, I don't worry 1 second about my ethics or what can be done there. And NCAA, I've never knowingly done anything that would even violate an intent of the rule. I drive 70 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. I have no problem saying that. If it's 70, I drive 79 or 80. But I'm not involving young people where I'm supposed to be somewhat of an example. And in basketball, I use golf analogies all the time, but I mean, I've got a saying, I wish I could even think about it right now. My mind's been a little frayed. You better be proud of who you are, because you're the only guy that you live with. And you can accuse me of everything, but that's not ever going to be something that'll be right.
You mentioned a few points of why you're so proud of UNC. When recruits and their parents maybe have questions about educational stuff, are those the same points you're telling them, or is there something else you're trying to tell them going forward?
Well, I think the biggest thing I'm trying to do is answer their questions. I'm not going to make something up and give them a presentation, but if there's something that I can do to answer their questions that would be make them understand it more, I'll do that. I'll do anything. But you know, they've already heard all that in the home when I recruited them to start with. You know how much I think of this university and I think so. I don't know that I would use that.
I know it's only been a week, but have you faced any of those questions from guys that you guys are looking at, or have people come to you with questions? Have recruits and prospects come to you with any questions? I know it's only been a week.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, what have you been able to tell?
Told them what happened. You know, it's what it is. I can't make anything up. I can't snap my fingers and change it. And I still believe in the values that my team has, my coaching staff, my players have, and we try to push that. And I still believe that North Carolina is one of the great educational institutions, and always will. And hopefully, we're even going to be better because of that. But no, we're trying to be proactive. Can we answer a question that you have? We're not trying to sit back and hide and wait until somebody asks a question that's make or break kind of thing.
And you mentioned three-point shooting being an issue, and we know Marcus can shoot. Have you seen anything the first month of practice that somebody else can step up, maybe take Leslie's role as a secondary shooter?
Well, you know, Leslie was a streak shooter. He had some games like Duke at the end of the year when he made 5. You know, he made 43 the whole year. I think he made 5 on 2 or 3 different occasions, and so we want somebody to be a little more consistent with it. But Joel Berry can make a 3-point shot. Justin Jackson, I think, is going to really be a good shooter before his career's over with. JP's gotten a lot better. Marcus still needs to make a bunch of them because we're going to have him shoot them. But we don't have a guy. So I tell you, who's made a lot of shots. Stillman White's made a lot of shots, and so he would probably be one of those guys that in a particular situation might be able to get a guy that can shoot some more.
What's your relationship like with Marcus in terms of just the way you guys communicate, how often you communicate, how much trust you have in him?
Well, it's said this earlier. I mean, if they were all like Marcus, I would pay our administration to let me coach instead of them pay me. He's a true leader on the court. He understands. He's came from a coaching family. I mean, his mom coached in the state championship game in Iowa, so he's sat at the table and listened to all the coach talk. He sat there and listened to people talk about individuals doing the best you can do. And yet he sat there and listened to them about how the team does is the most important thing. So he understands that, and that and his ability and the respect that everybody has for him makes it easy to talk to him. If you can't talk to him, you got major problems. And you know, he's nobody's perfect, but he's darn near perfect.